Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot completely evaded a question regarding the current state of sales for Star Wars Outlaws. And his answer, I think, tells us all we really need to know about the state of Star Wars Outlaws sales, mainly that they are completely and utterly non existent. But let's get into this here. I wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. You can find a link in the description below. You can also find a link to become a member of the channel here and help support me in exposing the woke ideology that has infected many of these video game companies, movie studios, television production companies, etc., that are absolutely gutting and destroying our society. So Ubisoft had its first half 2024-2025 earnings figures report and call yesterday. In the report, they revealed that Star Wars Outlaws, quote, underperformed sales expectations despite achieving solid reviews. Obviously, I think that kind of goes back to what I was talking about yesterday regarding Dragon Age and the EA CEO Andrew Wilson basically trying to tout that game, saying it could be a breakout if be based on the good reviews it's getting. Well, Star Wars Outlaws clearly did not become a breakout success, and Yves Guillemot here is saying that it achieved solid reviews, but it underperformed sales expectations. Again, I really think Veilguard is going to be very similar to Outlaws. Anyways, that little tangent aside, the report went on to share that the company had implemented, quote, changes to enhance game mechanics and overall polish. It added, since launch, the team has delivered 3 title updates focused on quality of life features and bug fixing, notably improvements in stealth mechanics, NPC AI, and save features. This has produced initial tangible results with a meaningful community sentiment improvement. Whatever that means, meaningful community sentiment improvement. He was talking about how this had like positive community sentiment before the game release, and then they got underperformed sales expectations. Finally, the company said the most significant update yet will be released on November 21, with the 4th title update that will include further improvements to combat and stealth, and will launch alongside the release on Steam, as well as the first story pack, Wildcard, with fan favorite Lando Calrissian from the original trilogy. This should engage a large audience during the holiday season and position the game as a strong long-term performer. So that is what their report said. Those are Ubisoft's talking points. And during the actual conference call, where he has to actually respond to questions from investors, the CEO Yves Guillemot does, he was asked this question by an investor from BMO. And they asked, on Star Wars Outlaws, obviously off to a slower start than you guys wanted, can you provide a little color into the sales curve there more recently? Have you guys started to see things pick up? Can you talk about any discounting you might be doing, or strategies for discounting into the holiday period would be helpful? So pretty simple question, right? This is how he responded. On Outlaws, what we can say is that the 3 title updates that we've delivered at the same time, we've been observing substantial positive community sentiment improvement. He's literally just repeating what is in the report. He is literally just repeating the talking points. Does he think these investors are stupid? Like, this is not how you respond to a question like this. Maybe you should try to be honest. But nope, he continues with the talking points. The biggest update is still to come by November 21st, and it will come on the same day as the first big story pack and the launch for Steam. So we're putting ourselves in a position to have a must-play game that should address a mainstream audience for the busy season, also to be a long-term seller. He is literally just repackaging the talking points. That is all that he is doing right here. He is not answering the question at all. He provides zero color on the sales curve for this game. Nevertheless, he goes on and says this: it has great quality, and the team wanted to make sure that we will remove a few frictions and then implement some gameplay mechanics that will certainly delight the players. He later stated, yes, we will be planning some promotional support throughout the busy season. Again, zero mention of the sales curve, which is what the question was about. At least he answered the last part of the question regarding like any kind of discounting or whatever. He's saying that they will be doing some of that, but he doesn't talk about the sales curve at all. And if he's not talking about it, how bad are the sales on this game? I think they're completely stagnant. I don't think anyone's buying this game anymore. I think we have a lot of data that shows that. Obviously, we have this rumor from Grant Taylor Hill over at Insider Gaming that claimed that the game sold 1 million copies in its first month. He said this: "We have secured a current sales figure from sources close to the game. At the time of writing, Star Wars Outlaws has just ticked over 1 million sales worldwide." So that is what they are saying over at Insider Gaming. Again, that was just after a month. Remember, the game released at the end of August. That was kind of at the end of September. We're now at the end of October. And we don't have any kind of estimations or rumors regarding what the sales are now. But I think they're probably still around 1 million. I don't think they've moved. I mean, we've seen that this game completely fell off the True Trophies top 40 most popular PlayStation games chart around the month line, or being released after a month. It fell off. True Achievements top 40 Xbox gameplay chart as well. And then you look at Twitch Tracker right here. I mean, it's absolutely abysmal. This site says that the game is only being streamed by an average of 32 channels in September, down from its average of 194 in August. Most recently, the average channel count has declined to 19. Along with the drop in channels, viewership has also plummeted. It went from an average of 8,468 viewers per channel to just 171. If you look at the peaks over at Twitch Tracker, the game hit a peak viewership of 117,554 on August 25 when it was in early release. It has completely fallen off a cliff, with peak viewership in October only hitting 206 viewers. 206 peak in October. Absolutely abysmal. The peak number of channels streaming the game peaked in September with 194. But has also fallen off a cliff in October to just 32. So you can see that right here. Completely fallen off. No one is playing this game on Twitch. No one is watching people play this game on Twitch. Like I said, I think that the sales have completely stagnated. I don't think there is a curve. I think it's probably a flat line at this point. And they're hoping that Steam will be able to jumpstart this game. I just don't think that will be the case. I think this game is already dead on arrival. I actually think it might not do better than Star Wars The Old Republic. Because you look here, this is what Star Wars The Old Republic did when it released to Steam about 4 years ago. Peak concurrent of 34,210. I doubt Outlaws will get to that. I will be very surprised if Outlaws gets to that number. I will be shocked if it beats this number. 4725. I think that is going to be a tough number to beat for Star Wars Outlaws. I think this game is already dead and buried. I do not think it will be a long-term seller. I think people have already made up their minds about this game, and they will not be purchasing whatsoever. This game will not have a Cyberpunk 2077 revival. Absolutely not. And the fact that he's not answering the question, not talking about that sales curve, I think that speaks volumes. Speaks volumes. The fact that he could not answer that question at all whatsoever. Completely avoided it. Didn't even attempt to answer it. So let me know what you guys make of this. What do you make of Yves Guillemot completely avoiding this question regarding the sales curve for Star Wars Outlaws? What do you think this game will do when it releases to Steam here in November? About 3 weeks from now, November 21st, I believe, is when it will release. We will obviously be paying attention to that. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.